Episode 7 of Lucky begins with a flashback. John is prepping young Lucky for one of their gigs, but she seems worried about her safety. He tells her things will work out the way she expects them to. Now back in the present, Lucky and Agent Rand drive out to the meeting location. Priscilla gets ready to go as well, but before she leaves, Dutch gives her a watch that can be found in Carrie's things and she puts it on. Now Whittaker arrives and picks up Priscilla before heading out into the desert. Lucky and Rand meet Kershaw, who reminds her that she needs to get Whittaker to admit to the gas scheme before she hands the money over. Her safe word is genius. Now Rand and Kershaw will keep an eye on her from a vantage point while their team stays a mile out. Rand and Kershaw leave Lucky on her own, and bits of flashbacks are peppered in here, showing the younger version of Lucky standing by the edge of a pool. Now in the car, Priscilla thanks Whittaker for getting her out of prison and apologises for taking so long to get the money back. He says he's sorry about how everything with Carrie went down as well, admitting that he's not a sentimental man. He tells her they should look forward, not back. Now they arrive at the location to find Lucky waiting for them. Now Whittaker and Lucky start talking, with the latter talking about how Carrie didn't steal from her or his mother. It was a statement against his father. Now when Whittaker asks for the money, she hands over a phone showing that it's been converted into crypto. She says that a seed phrase is only in her head and it's her ticket to getting out of this situation alive. Now by now Rand has realised that something is off. Priscilla is taken by surprise by the crypto deal, but Lucky announces that Whittaker already knew about it. Just like he knew Carrie was in La Jolla, and just like he knows the FBI is here. Yep, it's Agent Kershaw. He's the one who's Whittaker's mole. Hearing this, Rand snaps out her gun and points it at Kershaw before he can do anything. With everything out in the open, Whittaker brings out his ace card. A man gets a badly beaten John out. On the oil tank where the agents were perched, Kershaw tackles Rand's gun out of her hand and the two of them fight. Within the chaos, Rand gets pushed over the edge but hangs on a railing. She crawls back up and fights Kershaw again, and this time she gets her gun and shoots him. Lucky sticks to her plan, telling Whittaker she'll text him the seed phrase once he lets both her and John go. Whittaker changes his mind and decides to kill Lucky and let her father watch instead. He gives Priscilla his gun and tells her to clean up her mess. Now Priscilla holds the gun up to Lucky's head, but at the last moment turns and shoots Whittaker. She shoots his other men and Dutch jumps out of hiding, hitting all the men who tried to get Priscilla. She tells Whittaker he should have been a better father and then shoots him in the face. Now within the chaos, Lucky and John start running away, but they end up confronted by Dutch, who brings them back to Priscilla. Lucky tells Priscilla to give her what she never got to do, a chance to get out. Surprisingly, Priscilla agrees and lets them go. She even lets them keep the money, saying Carrie would want Lucky to have it and orders them to never show their faces again. Now, Agent Rand obviously doesn't get Priscilla, and by the time she and her team arrive, Priscilla and Dutch are long gone. However, Rand later turns up at Priscilla's house just to inform her that this isn't over. She's going to get Priscilla. Now at a motel, Lucky tells her father that she figured out Whittaker had an insider around the time when Priscilla found Carrie in La Jolla. He then tells Lucky to celebrate and buy him a burger. Now while having dinner, John tells Lucky about a recurring dream he had in prison, in which he found Lucky in his prison cell and then sneaked out with her. Lucky describes her own recurring dream as one in which she's drowning, but John doesn't realise this is associated with a real memory. He starts talking about what they should do next now that they have the money, but Lucky insists that she's done. He asks her about the seed phrase and she shows him the teddy bear that Carrie left. Now John actually does betray Lucky here too. Lucky wakes up in the morning to find John's bed empty and their car gone. He's taken the bear with him. Now in the car, he plays the bear's recording and gets a message from Lucky instead. She describes a swimming pool incident in which John made her jump in despite not knowing how to swim, so they could get their rooms for free when he threatened to sue the hotel. He was willing to risk her life for the con, and she isn't going to do that anymore. Lucky is certainly not giving him the money, but she is giving him his freedom and she hopes he uses it wisely. She loves him, but Lucky won't see him again. John gets out of the car and screams in frustration. The show ends with Agent Rand going to work and finding a package on her desk. Inside is a laptop with a crypto amount on it and a piece of paper with the seed phrase. The episode ends with a shot of Lucky at the beach, smiling as she's finally at peace. So episode 7 brings Lucky season 1 to a thrilling close, ending the chase with a couple of final plot twists. The entire episode hinges around the meeting with Whittaker, which keeps things rather tense all round and offers a great way to get the story to its climax. The tension keeps mounting throughout this chapter as Lucky starts to go off script and Agent Rand begins to feel like something is wrong. The reveal about Kershaw is a pretty solid twist too, changing everything about this meeting and about how Lucky plans to go about it. While it is a good twist, like I said, it definitely would have had more impact if we'd spent more time with Kershaw, or if it was someone like Gates, who has cemented his character in our minds. As it goes, the twist doesn't quite have the same emotional impact because we don't really know or care about who Kershaw really is. That said, the rest of the episode plays out in intriguing ways, shifting a dynamic from one character to the other. It goes from Lucky to Whittaker when he pulls out her father, and then it's Priscilla who decides to shake things up. Here as well, her accusation of Whittaker not being a good father feels a bit weak. I mean, this too would have probably hit harder if Whittaker was more emotionally involved with Carrie, but still chose his business over his son. All the same, Priscilla's revenge does come with its own satisfaction, although not as much as when Lucky manages to trick her father. This brings the series full circle for her, with Lucky finally cutting ties with the person who kept dragging her back in and choosing herself instead. The flashback to the swimming pool scene and Lucky's dialogue about the dream in which she's drowning work really well here, driving the message home. Unlike the other parts I mentioned before, the emotions here are spot on and make for a rewarding conclusion to this thriller. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.